So we've got ourselves a brand new Evo. Looking at it, we got Hullet straight on the cover, which is always nice to see. It's going to draw you in that a little bit more. With a crown of curls and the calm of a sage, he brings the rhythm of old Columbia. Okay, a midfield poet painting the pitch like it's 1990 all over again. 92 on the overall, 95 pace, 98 dribbling, 89 10 free, and it must be a cam. 50,000 coins or a whopping how many points? 200? Okay, we can take that. That's not too bad. Now, we are going to look at a few decent cards here because we are still got a few that could do with a little bit of an upgrade. In terms of playstyle pluses, we're not going to have many that don't have at least one. We are going to look at tiki-taka, then incisive, and then a bit of press proven. So obviously, if we do have somebody with the incisive already, whatever, you've already going to have all of them. If you're going to look at someone like Maradona, he will end up with the tiki-taka as the very first one. Incisive is going to be number 2. So it'd be somebody like, I was going to say De Bruyne, but he's already got the incisive. Say Kaka would end up with the tiki-taka and the incisive, and he'd miss out on the press proven. Now, in terms of stats, let's have a look through. We get 91 on the pace, 88 agility, 94 balance, Trickster, Playmaker plus. We get a Flair. There's the tiki-taka. Composure up to 50. So I'm assuming, I'd say Composure goes up to 99, which is always an interesting stat to have a look at. 94 on the passing, ball control up to 30, 92 dribbling's nice, shooting up to 90, aggression 80 aggression, is that it? Okay, skill moves is going to go up to a 5, stamina up to 50, so that's going to be maxed out. Then we get the 88 on the reactions, 80 strength, 92 dribbling, shadow striker plus, weak foot up to a 4 at the minimum, 30 ball control, classic 10 plus, 94 passing, and that is going to be everything. So that could be quite an interesting upgrade, to be honest. So if we was to look at somebody like Bellingham in this, 89, 90, 94, 94. But we've obviously got the 99 on the vision, 99 composure, 99 stamina. Play stars, we go up to 12. So you've got to be careful of the upgrades later on. Obviously, it gets the tiki-taka and the press proven, which is fine. I mean, it's a solid upgrade. The only thing is, he's got the intercept and the slide tackle still. So he's got a bit of everything with this card. It's a very interesting upgrade, to be honest. I think you could potentially go with a nice set here. So if we was to look at the evolutions, let's see what we've got in terms of the trending. Because we're going to be looking at a bit of Del P, which is a standard. Zico, I'm not really that much of a fan of this year. I just don't think he's been my number one cup of tea, to be honest. You then got a bit of Curtis Jones. I think that's a great shout for his 94. What card is that? For birthday. It's a great shout in my opinion. We then have Firmino. I'm not really feeling. Xavi Simons, no. Hamšík's not a bad shout. He's got himself the double playstyle plus already. Neymar, I'd say this is too heavy on the passing front. Unless you're going to put him back on the wing or in a cam, I would definitely suggest a different Evo for him. Pedri's not a bad shout. Obviously, it's going to be dribbling, so whether you'd wait for a heavy defensive one for him. Dembele, again, he's already got quite a lot of dribbling. Marco Reus could be a shout. De Bruyne's obviously a shout as well if you've not gone for anything there. Reyners has already got a card. And then I'd say you'd go further down and it's kind of just standard more so than anything. I don't think I'd go too crazy anywhere else. I think that would be my limit of players. I think like you're not going strikers with this. I just don't think the striker would really work. Verts isn't a bad option, but he's got other cards. And you've got to think, especially when you're looking at some cards, if they're expensive or not, whether you'd want to do the upgrade. Like you look at Verts, you've obviously got the 91. You do have the 96, still going to come in quite expensive, but would you be better off trying to go for someone like this later on or upgrade him here? I'd say quite a lot of the ones that have already got Team of the Seasons, they will drop at some point, so potentially waiting out on that is going to be the shout for me. I really don't like the Zico shout, to be honest. I mean, he's not a terrible card, but it just isn't. The 92 isn't the one for this time round. I think the 94 is better. It was more the pricing of him that I was just like at the start of him being like 2 million coins for a one upgrade compared to the Thunderstruck just was not enough in my opinion. But maybe going for the 92 if you've already got him, then that's fair enough. Del P is obviously a shout as well into more of a cam if anything. And I think Curtis Jones is going to be one of my favourite shouts there. Same as like Hamšík or Royce. Royce is just great because if you've already done the SBC, you might as well keep going with him, adding a bit of tiki-taka, bit of obviously dribbling. it's a stunning upgrade for someone like that, in my opinion. Same with someone like Bruno. It's going to be well worth having a look and kind of receiving that upgrade. The overall is going to be 10, so you'll be looking at the minimum of an 84, so it will be interesting regardless. But there's plenty of options. I'm interested to see what you'd go with this one. I think there's quite a few different options you can go with that might not necessarily be the most metaful, but these are going to be the ones that you're going to be looking at the minimum. So leave a comment down below, make sure you subscribe, and we will see what Shapeshifter brings us. But Ultimate Team of the Season first. Peace!